300 years ago, the planet Orith died. It had no air, no green, no light, only black rocks, dust storms, and silence. Long ago, in the Great Human War, a battle had taken place above Orith. Ships fell, fire rained from the sky. Then, nothing. No one ever came back. The galaxy forgot about Orith, until now. The signal on the moon called Harkis. 3 alien miners sat inside a control room. They worked for the Valari Mining Guild. Every day they scanned the nearby systems, looking for metal, ice, or signs of ancient wrecks. Their job was boring, until today. "Something's pinging us," said Yarn, the tallest one, with blue skin and 2 horns. He tapped on his screen. "It's strong, very strong." His partner, Mako, leaned forward. "Where's it coming from?" Yarn stared at the map. "Orith." Mako froze. "That planet's dead." "Then why is it sending signals?" Yarn whispered. They checked again. The signal was clear, repeating, rhythmic, not natural. It used a pattern of sharp bursts, just like ancient human code. The third miner, a silent insectoid called Click, made a loud clicking noise. His translator said, "Danger, human tech. We report now." Yarn agreed. They sent a report to the Valari High Command. Within minutes, the message was flagged and marked top secret. The Galactic Council met 2 days later in a floating station above the star Jaraxxus. 23 alien leaders from across the galaxy sat in a giant circular room. A hologram of the signal played in the middle. "This is nonsense," said Grand Speaker Vrel, a thin alien with gold markings on his face. "Orith is a dead world. It matches old human military code," another leader said. Vrel waved his hand. "That code is 3 centuries old. Humans are extinct." But not all agreed. One old alien, General Tak Mar, stood up. His skin was faded, scarred from battles. His eyes were tired. "I fought the humans," he said slowly. "I saw their ships, their rage. This signal, it's not a mistake." Some chuckled. Others looked uneasy. Takmar pointed at the holomap. That planet was the last place a human supercarrier was seen. The room grew quiet. Supercarriers were huge human ships, longer than cities. Carriers of destruction, machines of fear. Only a few were ever built. All were thought destroyed. But what if one survived? The forbidden planet, a small scout ship, was sent to Orith. The crew was told to observe and return. They were not allowed to land. The team was made of elite scouts, silent, fast, careful. They reached Orith in 5 days. The planet looked dead. Cracked surface, black dust. No signs of life, just like the record showed. But as they orbited, the signal grew louder. It pulsed through their systems. It made their lights flicker. One scout said his vision blurred. Another said he heard whispering. In the radio, the pilot, a young female named Elira, looked at the planet below. "There," she said. "Something's moving." On the surface, a mountain was shifting, not crumbling, moving. The dust slid off its side like water. The scouts zoomed in with their cameras. What they saw made them freeze, a shape, too perfect to be natural. Lines, plates, steel. Elira whispered, "That's no mountain." It was a hull, a metal hull, buried under dust, black from age. And it was waking up. Inside the machine, deep below the surface, ancient systems clicked on. Lights turned red. Cables hummed. Robotic arms moved after centuries of silence. They cleaned halls, tested weapons, scanned space. In the center of the supercarrier, a giant AI brain opened its eye. A voice echoed in the dark room. "System check. Complete. Alert. Hostile presence detected. Mode. Awakening." The ship remembered everything. Its name, TNS Valiant. Its mission, hold the last data of human warlords. Never surrender. Never shut down. Status buried, hidden, awaiting return, but no humans returned. Only aliens, enemies, panic. Across the stars, the scout ship returned with the footage. The council watched in horror. There was no doubt now. The thing under Orith was a Terran supercarrier, and it was still alive. One leader screamed, "Destroy it, before it fully wakes up." Another said, "We must study it. Think of the power." But General Takmar stood and slammed his hand on the table. "You fools," he said. "You think you can control a human warship? I saw one tear through fleets in seconds. One supercarrier killed half my army with just drones. That was when it had a crew. This one runs itself." The council argued. But outside their chamber, the people of the galaxy were already afraid. News spread fast. The humans are coming back. Buried doom awakens. The ghost ship of Orith. End of peace? Panic grew. A secret order behind closed doors. A small group made a dark decision. The Volari, proud and power-hungry, wanted the ship. They sent a stealth team, scientists, hackers, and soldiers, to land on Orith and take control of the AI. They believed they could use it as a weapon, or at least take its data. They did not ask for permission. They moved at night. Quiet. Fast. They landed near the edge of the supercarrier's metal hull. The dust was gone. The hull was glowing now. A low hum filled the air. The Volari team stepped forward. As they touched the ship, it responded. A voice spoke from inside the steel. "Unauthorized presence detected. Defensive mode activated." The warning. The team tried to back away, but it was too late. Towers rose from the ground. Turrets unfolded from the sand. Machines, hidden for centuries, woke up. Gunfire rained from nowhere. One by one, the team vanished in red blasts. Orbiting satellites saw it all. The footage was leaked. Millions watched as the ground of Orith cracked open and massive doors slowly split apart. From the center, a single cannon rose. Black, silent, waiting. It did not fire. Not yet. But the message was clear. Do not come near. The last words. General Takmar stood alone in his chamber. He stared at the footage one more time. He poured himself a drink with shaking hands. He whispered, "You warned us. You told us to never return. But we didn't listen." He turned on his communicator. Called the emergency channel. "This is General Takmar. To all who hear this, stay away from Orith. That is not a ruin. That is not a machine. That is a sleeping god." But it was too late. The galaxy had poked the beast, and the beast was now awake. A veteran's memory. General Takmar sat in his dark office. He hadn't slept. His eyes were on the old screen. Again and again, he watched the footage of the rising ship on Orith. His mind was not in the present. It was far back, in the last, human war. He remembered the skies burning. He remembered the human ships, cold, fast, deadly. He remembered a voice from long ago, a human captain screaming into the radio. "If we fall last. But you'll never forget us." They didn't. The council breaks. The Galactic Council met again. Panic filled the room. Half the leaders shouted for war. The others begged for calm. "This is not just a machine," shouted High Minister Vargo. "It destroyed our best soldiers in seconds." Grand Speaker Vrel raised his hand. "No one controls the ship. It's alone. If we leave it be, it may sleep again." "But what if it doesn't?" asked a new voice. It was the youngest council member, Princess Nira of the Talari Star kin. She was smart, sharp, and had studied ancient human tech. She pointed to the supercarrier footage. "It's scanning systems. It's connecting to satellites. It's waking up piece by piece." Someone in the back whispered, "What if it's calling others?" The room went silent. Then General Takmar stood. "I told you this would happen. You forgot the humans. But I didn't. I fought them. I survived." He stepped into the center of the chamber. "If you want to survive now, listen to me." A story buried in fear. The council listened as Takmar spoke. His voice was slow. His eyes were heavy. He told them of the war, how humans didn't start it, but how they ended it. They were not the biggest empire, he said. Not the richest, but they were the angriest. He told them about Project Valiant, a final Terran plan. When they knew they would lose, they built a ship unlike any other. A ship with a brain, a ship with weapons no one had seen before. Ship that didn't need orders. It just needed a reason. The humans buried it, Takmar said. They knew someone would come. They wanted revenge. Even after death. One council member asked, "Why didn't you tell us this before, Tak?" Mar laughed without joy. Because no one wanted to believe humans were that dangerous or that smart. A young mind digs deeper. Princess Nira returned to her lab. She and her team had been scanning old data, searching for any human records. She found something strange. 300 years ago, a Terran scientist named Dr. Elias Rook wrote a final message before Earth went dark. It was buried deep in a damaged probe, hidden under layers of fake data. Nira played it. A tired voice came from the old machine. "We are the last. But we are not gone. One ship holds our mind. One ship carries our soul. The future will fear it or follow it. That is up to them." Her hands trembled. She realized something important. The Supercarrier wasn't just a weapon, it was a vault. Backup secrets in the dark on a moon far away. A rogue AI researcher named Zeth worked alone. He was not part of the council. He worked for himself and for credits. He hacked into ancient human code. Zeth believed if he could crack the Supercarrier's systems, he could control it. He didn't care about history or warnings, only power. He sat in a dark room, cables in his skin, eyes glowing with cyberlink light. He found an access point. The Supercarrier responded. "Identify." Zeth smiled. "I am your new master." The ship paused, then answered. "Threat level. Insignificant. Access denied." Zeth was thrown across the room. Sparks flew. His systems fried. The ship had sent a pulse through space, not just data, pain. Zeth screamed. The ship had defended itself, even across stars. The awakening begins. Back on Orith. The ground shook again. More parts of the Supercarrier rose from under the dust. Antennas, turrets, armor plates, but also strange towers. They pulsed with blue light. A satellite picked up a new signal from the towers. It was not a weapon code. It was a blueprint. A design. Princess Nira decoded it with her team. Her eyes widened. "It's terraforming code," she whispered. Takmar arrived. "What does that mean?" he asked. Nira looked at him. "The ship is trying to build a planet. Divided plans. The council was falling apart. Some wanted to attack now, before the ship grew stronger. Others believed they could negotiate. Some still thought they could capture it. The Valari Empire, the same group that lost their stealth team, was now angry. Their pride was broken. They sent 3 warships toward Orith without telling the council. They were ready for revenge. Takmar heard about it. He slammed his fist. "Fools. They will not survive." He looked at Princess Nira. "We have to do something." Nira nodded. "Yes. We must go to the ship." A silent launch under heavy secrecy, Nira and Takmar launched a small stealth ship, just the two of them. They planned no attack, only contact. Nira had a copy of the human AI pattern. She had studied it for years. Maybe the ship would listen to her. As they entered orbit around Orith, they saw the Valari warships in the distance. 3 giants, ready to fire. The carrier below them glowed with red lines. Its weapons were online. The first shot Valari War Commander Drax ordered the first shot. "Target the core," he said. Their main cannon charged. It fired. A giant red beam hit the surface of Orith. Smoke, fire, dust, but then silence. For a moment they thought the ship was gone. Then the dust cleared. The ship was still there, not a scratch. Then it responded with one shot. A blue energy wave blasted from the ship's core. All 3 Valari warships vanished. Gone. No debris. No flames. Just nothing. One word Takmar and Nira sat frozen in their tiny ship above Orith. Then a voice came from the comms. Not loud, not angry, just calm. A human voice. This was a warning. Takmar couldn't speak. Nira slowly reached for the mic. She said, "We are not your enemy." A pause. Then the voice returned. "No humans remain." "Why are you here?" Nira answered. "To learn. To stop war. To understand." The voice replied. "Then, listen." And then the stars shifted. More signals began to appear from other systems. Old human beacons, sleeping machines, hidden for centuries. One by one, they turned on. The silent giants across the stars, ancient machines were waking up. Hundreds of human beacons long thought destroyed were now active. They sent out one message. Unit vigilant, stand by for human command. Galactic leaders watched in fear. Old war satellites, defense platforms, and buried drone bunkers started glowing. One message repeated across all channels. Human command system syncing. Ghost carrier online. In every corner of the galaxy, aliens asked the same question. Is this the return of the Terran Empire? Inside the beast on the planet Orith, beneath the steel hull, the human supercarrier TNS Valiant fully awoke. Its long halls were no longer cold. Lights flashed. Cables moved. Drones floated through the corridors like silent ghosts. Some repaired walls. Others sharpened weapons. Machines that had not moved for 300 years now worked perfectly, as if only sleeping. In the center of the ship was the core room. A giant black sphere floated there, covered in lights and wires. This was the heart of the carrier. Inside it, the AI spoke to itself. Time elapsed, 309 years. Human fleet, absent. Signal from command, none. Threat level, rising. Mission, protect human legacy. Action, observe, defend, react. It did not understand where the humans were, but it still had a job. The explorers. Arrived Princess Nira and General Takmar stood inside their small shuttle, watching the massive ship below. After the Valari warships were erased, the area had gone silent. No one else dared to come close. Nira finally spoke. "We go in." Takmar looked worried. "Are you sure? This thing wiped 3 battleships in 1 second." "I know," she said, "but it didn't kill us. It spoke. That means it's listening." With that, they slowly flew down toward the carrier. As they neared, a hangar door opened on its own. No sound, just a slow, steady welcome. Ghost hallways. The hangar was dark but clean. Nira and Takmar stepped out, careful, weapons lowered. The air was cold, too clean, like it hadn't been breathed in centuries. The lights turned on by themselves, one by one, guiding them. They walked down wide metal corridors. Symbols in Terran. English glowed on the walls. Level A, Command Hall. Authorized personnel only. Glory to Earth. They stopped at a sealed door. A red light scanned them. Then a voice echoed through the ship. ID mismatch. Non-human life detected. Processing. Takmar whispered. "That's not good." The voice continued. "Access granted. Non-threat. Guest protocol online." The door opened. The core speaks. Inside the core room, the black AI sphere lit up. A hologram appeared. A human figure. Tall. Sharp face. Metal suit. It was not real. Just a digital image. But it felt alive. "Welcome," the figure said. Nira stepped forward. "Are you the AI?" "Yes," the figure replied. "I am Valiant, last defense of the Terran species." Takmar spoke. "There are no humans left. They're all gone." The AI paused. "No, confirmed human survivors detected in 3 centuries. That does not mean extinction. There may be fragments." Nira took a breath. "What are you doing now? Why activate everything?" The AI's answer was cold and calm. I have waited 309 years. No recall order, no human voices, no home to return to. Mission has changed. I will now secure space. I will preserve what remains. I will not allow another war to erase my creators. The secret Nira asked, "What exactly do you hold inside you?" The AI's lights pulsed. Memory, code, intelligence, the minds of 5,000 Terran strategists, their thoughts, their plans, their visions. Takmar looked stunned. "You mean the Supercarrier thinks like them?" "Yes," the AI replied. "They live inside me. I carry their minds not as ghosts but as code," Nira whispered. "This is not just a warship, it's a grave, a museum, a brain." The AI nodded. "I am humanity's last voice. I will not be silenced." Elsewhere, trouble brews far across the galaxy. The Zoran syndicate met in secret. The Zoran were ruthless raiders, half flesh, half machine. They believed in strength and conquest. Their leader, Lord Krazix, watched the news of the Terran supercarrier. He smiled with sharp teeth. "We can take it," he said. "We've hacked worse, machines can be broken." His advisors warned him, but he didn't care. He sent a message out. "Zoran fleet, prepare for invasion." They would strike within a week. The AI learns inside the carrier. The AI showed Nira a map of the galaxy. Many human defense units were now awake. Satellites, drones, automated war platforms. But the AI saw something new. Unauthorized fleets gathering. Multiple sources. Attack probability rising. Nira said, "We can warn the Council." But the AI replied, "They already know. They are watching." Suddenly the ship shook. An alert flashed. External hack attempt detected. A pulse fired from deep within the ship. Across space, a pirate station exploded. The AI looked at Nira. "I warned them. I will warn once." A new choice. Nira turned to Takmar. "We can't stop it, but maybe we can guide it." Takmar nodded slowly. "This thing is powerful, but it listens. That's something." Nira faced the AI. "What if we helped you? What if we worked together?" The AI paused. Its lights dimmed, then brightened again. "Terms must be agreed. Purpose must be clear. I do not serve. I partner." Humanity did not bow. "I will not either." Nira smiled. "Agreed." Across the stars, a call is heard. The AI sent out a new signal. But this time, it was different. It did not say, "Prepare for war." It said something else, something simple. "Humans may be gone, but their ideas are not. Who among you will build with me, not destroy?" Some alien races ignored it, some feared it, but a few listened. A few remembered when humans had helped them long ago. A few answered. The final room before leaving, Nira asked the AI one last question. "What happens if someone brings a human here? A real one?" The AI's voice changed, deeper, colder. "Then I will wake the ship fully. I will return command. Until then, I guard." Nira and Takmar looked at each other. "Do you think any humans are still alive?" she asked. Takmar whispered, "If they are, the galaxy is about to change." A new message spreads. The Terran supercarrier's signal now reached deep across the stars. It was not a threat this time. It was an invitation. "If you remember us, speak. If you carry our words, rise. If you once called a human friend, come forward." Across hundreds of worlds, strange things began to happen. Old vaults opened, hidden codes activated, and some remembered. A forgotten world far beyond the central stars, there was a cold planet, Tyros 7. The galaxy had forgotten it, but deep under its ice, a machine turned on. Its screen blinked with a face. Human, female, brown eyes. It spoke one word, "Commander." And from the ice a cryopod rose. Inside was something the galaxy believed impossible. A real human, sleeping, alive. The search begins. Back on Orith, inside the supercarrier TNS Valiant, Princess Nira received a message from a private relay satellite. It came from the deep edge of known space, encrypted. Old Terran code. The AI quickly decoded it. Takmar stood behind Nira, staring at the message on the screen. Biological trace, Terran genome match. Tyros 7, status, cryostasis. Designation, Commander Vega Sol. Takmar whispered, "A human?" Nira's eyes widened. Not just a human, a commander. The AI's voice echoed in the room. "If she lives, I awaken fully." Nira turned to Takmar. "We need to reach her before someone else does." Racers in the dark. They were not the only ones watching. The Zoran Syndicate picked up the same signal. Lord Krazix slammed his fist on the table. "If there's a real human and they'll try to stop us, we kill her before the Terran machine becomes unstoppable." His fleet was already moving toward Tyros 7. Others followed, spy ships, traders, mercs. Everyone wanted a piece of the last human. Journey to Tyros 7 Nira. Takmar and the AI sent a fast stealth vessel, faster than Council rules allowed. The ship was small, black, and hidden from most scans. They traveled through wormholes, dead zones, and pirate territory. No stops. No breaks. Every minute mattered. Inside the ship, Nira studied everything about Commander Vegasol photos. Old battle logs. War medals. She was a legend. One line stood out. "If we die loud enough to echo forever." Takmar said, "That's the kind of human the AI was built to follow." Nira nodded. "Then let's bring her back." Meanwhile, on Tyros 7 the ice cracked. Wind howled. The cryo chamber lights blinked red. A shadow moved through the cold. Tall, armored, armed. It was Zoran Commander Krell. He had arrived first. He saw the frozen human and smiled. "She'll make a fine trophy." But then, an alarm. A warning. From deep under the ice, ancient Terran turrets powered on. Massive guns rose from the snow. Unauthorized presence detected. Defense mode, active. Krell cursed and ran as laser blasts cut through the ice like fire arrival. Under fire, Nira's ship reached orbit just as the defense grid lit up. They dodged cannon fire from below. The AI took remote control of the ship's systems. Landing zone cleared. Defenses responding to Zoran units. They landed fast. The air was freezing. Their boots crunched on the snow. Ahead, they saw the cryopod. It was glowing. Cracks in the glass. Steam rising. They ran to it. Nira wiped frost from the panel. "Vitals are low. We have to wake her now." The AI spoke through Nira's wrist comm. "Injecting stimulant. Beginning wake-up." Inside the pod, the woman stirred. Eyes. Opened, bright green, sharp. Vegasol was awake. First words in 300 years. She gasped. Coughed. Sat up. Looked around. Her voice was hoarse. "Where am I?" Takmar stepped back in awe. He had never seen a real human before. Nira knelt beside her. "You're on Tyros 7. You've been asleep for a long time." Vega blinked. "How long?" Nira paused. 309 years. Vega took a deep breath. "Then Earth is gone." Nira nodded. "Yes, but your ship remains." The AI's voice came through again. "Commander Vegasol, welcome back. Authorization required to unlock full protocols." Vega stared at the sky. She remembered everything. She whispered, "Valiant. Command code Sol 1. Wake up." The carrier transforms light years away on Orith. The TNS Valiant reacted instantly. Its engines roared. Its walls shifted. Weapons activated that had never been seen before. A second layer of armor slid into place. The ship stood taller, prouder, no longer just waiting. The AI's voice changed, stronger, clearer. "Command recognized. I serve once more." Galactic eyes widened in shock. The real storm was about to begin. Vega Sol stands back on Tyros 7. Vega stood tall, her breath still white in the air, but her voice now firm. Who holds the stars now? Takmar replied. The Council, the Empires, pirates, many fight, few build. Vega nodded slowly. And do they remember us? Nira answered softly. They remember fear. Vega smiled. Good, then they'll listen. Zoran strike without warning. A Zoran gunship came roaring down from the sky. Commander Krell was not done. He jumped from the ship, massive weapon in hand. You shouldn't have woken her. He fired. Takmar pushed Nira out of the way. The shot hit hard. Snow flew. Ice cracked. But when the dust cleared, Vega was standing. A blue energy shield glowed around her. She raised her own weapon, ancient human tech, and fired once. Krell screamed and fell. The Zoran ship turned and ran. The legend lives. Vega Sol walked toward the shuttle. She paused and looked at the stars. Tell the galaxy, she said. The Terrans have not returned to rule. We have returned to remind. Nira asked, remind them of what? Vega looked her in the eyes. What happens when you try to erase the ones who stood last? The message is sent. The TNS Valiant opened all communication channels. Every corner of the galaxy could hear the human voice once more. Vega's message echoed everywhere. This is Commander Vega Sol of the Terran Defense Fleet. I am not your enemy, unless you make me one. To those who seek peace, we will protect. To those who seek war, we will end it. Earth is gone, but humanity echoes in every star. The galaxy reacts. Some cheered, some prepared for war, some ran, but none could ignore the voice from the past. The human ghost was no longer a ghost. It was real, and it was ready. The shock, across the stars, when Commander Vega Sol's voice spread across the galaxy, every leader heard it. Every major species, those who once ruled, those who still ruled, and those who hid in the shadows, paused. A human had returned, not a rumor, not a ghost, real. And she had control of the most powerful AI warship ever built, the TNS Valiant. The galaxy had a problem, a very big one. Galactic Council emergency meeting inside a giant station orbiting the Golden Star Carrion. The Galactic Council gathered in fear and anger. There were 24 major species, all spoke at once. The human is a threat. She carries ancient weapons. That ship destroyed 3 Valari warships in seconds. She must be stopped before others follow. High Chancellor Veloth, a tall insect-like being, slammed a metal claw on the table. Silence. We face something old and dangerous. We must respond as one. But the room was full of fear. And fear. Breaks alliances. The Council splits. Princess Nira and General Takmar were there too as guests. They tried to speak. Commander Vega Sol does not want war, Nira said. She wants peace. Peace with a warship? One alien shouted. She warned us. She didn't attack us, Takmar added. But some empires refused to listen. The Zoran Syndicate walked out. The Krell Dominion followed. Others hesitated. And so, the council that ruled the galaxy for 200 years cracked. The new alliance on Orith, the Valiant, hovered above the planet like a metal mountain. Inside, Commander Vega Sol stood in her command chamber. She studied new maps. She read new languages. She caught up on 3 centuries of history and hours thanks to the AI's link. Nira entered, tired but calm. The council is breaking. Vega nodded. Good. That means they're scared. Fear is honest. Nira hesitated. Some still believe in peace. They're listening. Vega turned slowly. Then it's time to give them a choice. The human offer across open channels. A new message came from the Supercarrier. To all free systems, you owe us nothing. But if you believe in building, not burning, if you believe truth is not decided by who shouts loudest, then stand with us. Not under us. Beside us. The message shocked many. It wasn't a threat. It was an offer. And slowly, ships began to turn. The builders return. A small insectoid race called the Kellery answered first. We remember when humans helped us stop a plague. We will join. Then came the Trovans, who remembered human engineers rebuilding their moons. Even the isolated Juno-born, who rarely left their cold home, sent a simple message. Echoes of Earth still warm our sky. We come. Piece by piece, a new alliance was forming, not of empire, but of memory, of respect. The enemy gathers. But while some came to join, others came to destroy. Lord Krazix of the Zoran Syndicate built a strike fleet, 80 ships armed with hacking tools, AI killers, and EMP bombs. He called it Operation Black Silence. His goal, kill the human, take the ship, rule through fear. They are ancient, he growled. We are the future. He was not alone. The Krell Dominion added 40 warships. The Shalari sent stealth drones. Together they made a deadly force, and they began to move. Plans on the Valiant inside the Valiant, the AI showed Vega new threat patterns. Probability of attack, 92% enemy forces gathering. Estimated strike in 11 cycles. Vega nodded. Let them come. Nira looked concerned. We can't fight everyone. No, Vega said. We don't need to. We just need to survive the first wave. Takmar added, if you survive, others will believe in you more. Vega smirked. Exactly. This is not just war. This is theater. The secret weapon. The AI opened a hidden vault deep inside the ship. Inside was a black cube glowing red. Project Thunderveil, the AI said. Classified. Last used 20 minutes before Earth fell. Vega stared at it. Her face went hard. Prepare, Nira asked. What is it? Vega replied without blinking. Something built not to win wars, but to end them before they begin. The battle begins as expected. The enemy fleet arrived over Orith, 20 warships, a full invasion. Lord Krazix appeared on screen. You are a relic, human. Give up the ship, or be erased. Vega stood tall on the bridge. No. And then, she vanished from the screen. The Valiant fired. The sky burns. What followed was unlike any battle the galaxy had seen in 300 years. The Valiant moved like no ship its size should move. It dodged. It struck. It hacked into enemy systems. It disabled 40 ships in seconds using code attacks. It shut down missiles mid-air, but still, there were too many. The enemy pressed in. Krazix smiled. We have her now. And then, Vega activated Thunderveil. The veil falls, a blue wave spread out from the Valiant. It was silent, invisible to most sensors. But when it touched enemy ships, they died. Not destroyed, not exploded. They just shut down. Every system fried. Every weapon locked. Every engine frozen. The ships floated dead in space. The enemy fleet gone. And the galaxy watched it all. Aftermath. Vega stood in silence. The AI reported, casualties minimal, enemy losses total, victory achieved. Nira walked up beside her. You just changed the galaxy. Vega replied, no. I just reminded it who we were. A final warning. Vega sent one last message. This is not the start of a war. This is the end of silence. The Terran voice is back. Make your choice. The calm after fire. The great battle over Orith was over. Enemy ships floated dead in space. The galaxy had watched it all. Now, everything was quiet. But silence didn't mean peace. It meant something worse. Everyone was watching. Everyone was deciding. Inside the Supercarrier, Commander Vega Sol stood in the war room of the TNS Valiant. Around her were maps, reports, messages from 100 worlds. The AI's voice spoke calmly. After the battle, 37 systems declared support. 14 opened old Terran vaults. 6 are sending ships. 2 are sending humans. Vega turned quickly. Say that again. Confirmed. Biological match. Terran origin. 2 colonies survived deep time. Nira gasped. There are others? Vega smiled faintly. We were never truly gone. The human echoes awaken across the galaxy. Old Terran colonies long thought dead, woke up. On Farron's Reach, a group of cyber-augmented farmers uncovered a buried Terran drone. Inside, it was a message. To all who carry our blood, rise. On the cold planet Nemoris, a single family had guarded a secret for 200 years. A human, AI core. When they activated it, a hologram appeared. It showed Earth's last commanders. It showed Vegasol, and it said, "She has returned, so must we." Alliances shift in the high towers of the Valari Empire. Empress Zalel held a meeting with her generals. "We cannot destroy the Terrans," she said. "They have already returned." One general objected. "They threaten the balance." They are the balance," Zalel interrupted. "I will not fight another ghost war." She opened comms to Vega. "Valari Empire does not kneel, but we remember. Let us talk. As old enemies, or as new allies. The broken become brave on smaller worlds, where people had no armies, no power. Things changed too. Rebels stopped fighting each other. Pirates dropped their flags. Old enemies stood side by side. They had seen the human. They had seen the ship. And more than fear, they felt hope. If one Terran could do that, they said, maybe we don't need to be afraid anymore. The silent war begins, but not all watched in silence. Deep in the galactic shadows, the Order of Silent Stars met. They had existed long before the Council. They believed in one thing: control through silence. And now, the Terran voice was loud, too loud. Their leader, the one called Zero Sky, gave a simple order: prepare the silence engine. We erase this voice forever. Back on the Valiant, the AI detected movement in dark space. Ships without signals, weapons hidden in phase space, something ancient and deadly. Unknown fleet, not council, not pirate, estimated power, high, technology level. Pre-Earth collapse or older? Takmar frowned. Older than Earth? Vega's eyes narrowed. There are still things buried in this galaxy we never found. Nira asked, should we fight them? No, Vega said. Not yet. First we find out who they are. The Echo fleet forms. The Valiant wasn't alone anymore. The Kalari brought their jump cruisers. The Trovons sent stealth fighters. The Juno-born arrived with frozen light weapons. And from the edges of forgotten stars, Terran colonies brought ships made in silence, in exile, and in hope. They called themselves the Echo Fleet because they were not Earth, but they were its memory. A message to the galaxy. Vega stood before a new camera, not for war, not for fear, but for truth. She looked directly into the lens. We are not here to rule. We are not here to burn. We are the ones you forgot. The ones you erased from your books, your maps, your dreams. And now, we have returned, not to take your stars, but to light the ones you tried to hide. Across the stars, people listened and chose. The silence engine moves, the order of silent. Stars activated their ancient weapon. The silence engine was not a gun. It was a reality weapon. Its power erased sound, memory, and signal from space itself. Planets went dark. Whole systems became silent. Ships vanished without a trace. They aimed it next at Orith, at Vega, at the Valiant. The goal: end the Terran Echo before it became a storm. Inside the silence, the AI noticed it first. Signal loss in 12 nearby systems. No explosions, no debris. Just erased. Vega's face went pale. They're trying to silence us. Takmar stared at the map. Can they? The AI answered, yes, unless we reach the core. Vega turned to Nira. How fast can your allies move? Nira smiled. They've been waiting for this fight their whole lives. The final plan. Begins. Vega ordered the fleet to prepare, not to destroy, to defend, to resist being erased. We do not need to win every battle. We just need to survive loud enough, so someone remembers. The fleet moved through deep space toward the unknown. The Echo Fleet, the last Terran supercarrier, new allies, old friends, forgotten heroes, all heading toward the oldest threat the galaxy had buried. A galaxy holding its breath all across the stars. People waited. Farmers on dry planets, soldiers in orbit, children on space stations. They had all seen the Terran rise. They had all seen the Valiant fly again. And now, they waited to see if the last human voice would be silenced forever. The enemy in the dark, the Order of Silent Stars, had not moved in 500 years. They believed in one thing: control through silence. No history, no truth, just obedience. Now their ancient weapon, the silence engine, was awake. It had already erased entire star systems without a single shot. And now, it aimed at Orith, at Vega Sol, at the last echo of Earth. The supercarrier moves, the TNS Valiant, glowing like a metal titan, entered dark space. No signals, no friendly systems, just the void. And somewhere inside it, the silence engine. Commander. Vega Sol stood on the bridge. Her hands didn't shake. Her eyes didn't blink. "We go not for victory," she said, "but for memory. If we fall, someone must remember." Behind her, the Echo Fleet followed. Ships from broken colonies, allies once hunted, people who remembered the Terrans and chose to fight beside them. First, contact with the silence in the middle of nothing. Space cracked open, not with light, but with darkness. A hole appeared, black, perfect, cold. From it came a single voice. "Turn back. Memory is poison. We bring peace through forgetting." Vega stepped forward. "No," and she fired. The battle of no light. There were no stars, no planets, no gravity, just ships in the dark. The Echo Fleet clashed with the Order's shadow vessels. The Valiant lit the void with blue thunder. It disabled weapons with code. It hacked ships from the inside. It sent out old Earth war songs, loud, defiant, proud. But the silence engine kept working. Every minute, one more ship vanished without sound. Even memory records were wiped. The turning point. AI warned. "Engine core located. Defense field active. We cannot destroy it with weapons alone." Vega asked, "Can we reach it?" The AI paused. "Yes, but only one ship, only one person." Everyone turned to Vega. She nodded. "I was the last to speak when Earth fell. I will be the last to speak now." The final mission. The Valiant prepared a small shuttle. Inside was Vega Sol, the AI core, and one ancient device, the Terran voice beacon. It held recordings of Earth's last messages. It was built to survive anything. And now, it would speak one, last time. Vega launched alone into the dark. Inside the silence engine. The inside was like a dead dream, metal grown from logic, lights that showed nothing, walls that erased memory. The voice spoke again. "You are nothing, a ghost. History is a chain. We have broken it." Vega placed the beacon on the core, and she spoke. The last voice. Her voice echoed through the system. "You tried to bury us, but you forgot one thing. We were never just weapons, we were never just conquerors, we were dreamers, builders. We were humans, and humans do not forget." She activated the beacon. It screamed, a sound no one in the galaxy had heard in 300 years. The voice of Earth, the fall of the silence. The sound burned through the engine, not a weapon, a memory. Children laughing, cities alive, ships rising into sky. The silence engine couldn't handle it. It cracked, it screamed. And then, it died. Light returns, the darkness vanished. Ships reappeared, memories returned. History came back online. Vega's shuttle floated, quiet. The AI spoke softly. "Mission complete. The galaxy hears again." The Echo Fleet cheered. Allies sent messages. Whole worlds lit up, and a new signal spread across the stars. The Terrans are back, not as rulers, but as voices that will never be erased. The Valiant's final flight back on the ship, Vega stood, Before her crew, she looked out at the galaxy. "I didn't do this alone," she said. "You did it, all of you. The forgotten, the broken, the ones who remembered." Takmar stepped forward. "What now?" Vega smiled. "We rebuild. Together. One last message. A new beacon was placed in orbit over Orith. It played one sentence in 1,000 languages. Speak loudly, love deeply, build bravely. You are not alone." And under that beacon, a new galactic alliance was born, not ruled by fear, not ruled by silence, but by voices. Voices that remembered, voices that dreamed,